All right. We left off last time with y'all in a burning building. I guess half of y'all, more or less. Let's let's dispense with the recap and just get right into it because I think that makes a lot of sense. Two of you are in a burning building. We've got Metal in the top floor, I think, the second floor.
Yes.
And Kobe is in the basement. Who's just entered there and then heard alarms going off up above. And the fire hasn't reached you yet, Kobe, but you can probably already smell the smoke at least. Like, it's not heavy down here, but you can just smell the distant burning things. I believe the last action taken was Carpalamu in order to actually light this thing on fire. So,
Yes.
starting with the one closest to the fire, Metal, the house is on fire. What do you do?
We're burning down the
Are
house.
the ghosts heading away from me? Because I know I just bumped into the one. Briefly.
Yeah, one of them kind of ran away, and then shortly later you heard the alarm go off. The rest have sort of stuck to their the rest were sticking to their paths through the area, but now that the alarm has gone off, they are all starting to swarm around and they're passing through walls, going all around, they're kind of swarming.
Okay.
Some poor ghost is going to go fill a bucket of water and try to fly through the ceiling in its pipe.
I guess I'm going to start trying to slip through doors
All right.
to see what's in these various rooms up here and take whatever's not nailed down.
That makes sense. So you burst open one of the doors, and maybe that is the door that has the fire initiated. So the fire hasn't spread too much yet, but it is a very, I think we described it as a very like silky, doily covered room. Lots of pillows and cushions and things everywhere. So there's a lot of just fabrics on fire in this room, and it's spreading very quickly. So that's the first room you open.
Oh, goody. Well,
Yes.
I don't think I want doilies. That doesn't seem to be furthering our cause.
We are just trying to
Toys.
get treasure.
I mean,
I
Kobe
guess we
might
don't know if
use
those
it
are
for
treasure.
his, disguises, but I'm looking for something a little
You
bit
could disguise yourself as a spider.
more exciting than doilies.
Yeah.
Yes, and you should still be invisible at least.
Yes.
Okay, so you maybe close that one and go to the next one. And it appears on this floor, this is the bed part of the bed and breakfast here. You've got all different rooms here. Most of them are decorated in very similar ways, though they're all subtly different. But yeah, you just keep on bursting open doors and just another bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm just going to make my way down the hallway until.
All right.
Where's the second bee?
Where is it?
The room that's just breakfasts.
So yeah, we see Metal just kicking down doors, looking in the room, seeing. There might be valuable things in the rooms if you want to just grab a couple of candlesticks and things, but it's not like treasure rooms. But you're just finding bedroom after bedroom.
Clearly, I'm not wherever they're keeping the thing they were going
Right.
to display.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the goal, is to grab that.
Yes. You guys were here during the day, right? Because you didn't
Yes.
want to coincide
Yes.
with the event, right? So Kobe, you're in the basement. You can hear things starting to burn in the distance.
I'm going to root around as hard as I can to find shiny objects
Shiny objects, okay.
or crates of things.
Yeah, so it is a little dark down here, but give me some kind of roll for that, I think, just to see how quickly you can search through all these storage crates and things that are down here.
Damn. I guess that's just scan.
Yeah, scan makes sense to me. Let's see how quickly you can scan.
3.
3, okay. So you're looking around down here trying to find anything you can, and there may be some things that you could consider valuable, but they might be heavy to carry, like racks of vintage wines, like barrels of whiskey, things like that you certainly could put to good use and or sell, but they're not things you're going to get out of here quickly and easily, stuffing into your pockets. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it appears to just be like the wine cellar you've entered.
And I suppose I'd schmooze my way upstairs.
All right, so you find, you entered through a bulkhead to get down here, and you find your way out to another staircase that leads up. And you start to see these ghosts flying around that Metal saw earlier, these just little guys, as opposed to like the full-bodied ghosts you're mostly used to seeing. Although I guess ghosts kind of come in all shapes and sizes in this world, as we've established. But these little guys are all like identical, are just flying around through walls, kind of swarming. It looks like they're in a panic, almost like you've awoken a hive of bees or something. They're all just like zipping around and trying to do anything.
God damn. Lettuce in my neck.
So you probably enter up into, probably I would say like a kitchen area would make the most sense to connect to the wine cellar. So there's this nice large kitchen in the back of the building. It doesn't look like anybody is currently in here working, but like I said, you see those ghosts just kind of zooming around.
I believe I would search it for wherever they keep the extra good silverwares they put out for high-paying clientele.
Okay, excellent. Give me another scan then, I think, just to try and find that stuff quick.
2.
2. You find silverware, but you just keep on pulling out drawer after drawer, and it's not so much that you couldn't find it after enough time, as much as the problem is there's so many drawers here, you start opening them up one after another, and the fire is starting to creep down to more and more of the building, and you just don't have enough time to find what you're specifically looking for.
Damn.
Yeah, things are going wrong real fast out here.
And they're going wrong really slow for me.
That's fair too. But if the building is already on fire enough that it's starting to disrupt the kitchen, it's quite on fire at this point.
Yes.
Then I start a fire in their oven.
Start a fire in the oven, yes. There you go. Gladys,
Yes.
you are off tinkering with the catapult and stuff, I believe, but you had your minions sent ahead to sort of help out with the situation, because they are also ghosts. So what are they doing right now?
He's still
I'm upstairs still.
like looking from place to place, right?
Yes.
They're gonna like kind of separate and scout out too, and if they see what
Okay, so they're
appears to be what
just
they're
trying to
looking
look
then-
for whatever the special valuable
Yes.
item is. Okay, give me a scan roll from your ghosts then, I think would make sense.
all together.
Yeah,
individually?
yeah,
Okay.
because they're acting as one unit, so might
They
as well.
have nothing in that, so it's one.
So it's 2 dice,
Oh.
take the lowest.
Wonderful.
It's a disadvantage.
1.
1, okay.
Oh no.
So you tell them to split up and just keep looking, and you're otherwise focused on your own task, unfortunately. So they just split up and they search all the same rooms that Metal has already searched, just like diving through the
Excellent
bedrooms.
job, guys.
They're probably pointing out like candlesticks and things like, is this the valuable item? Or,
It's shiny.
yeah, yes, they, various things just left around the room as like things for the guests to use. Like, ooh, this very fancy looking piece of furniture. This must be very valuable. But no. So they just keep on pinging you in your head like, I found it, I think. And it's just like a chair that's like kind of coated in like gold leaf or something.
Cool, so they're slowing me down at the same time.
Yes, yeah, that was a full failure on that roll, unfortunately.
Fantastic.
What is Carpolomew doing after firing this arrow?
I
erupting
am
flame?
going to burst in through the door, say, "Oh no, a fire! I, a bystander, happened to be standing by and noticed the danger. I must assist in preserving valuables and the life of those within."
Okay.
And then I'm going to do my best to try to find valuable-looking things and just take them.
Now, do you say that in
The
Carp
dark tongue.
A dark tongue, okay.
Do ghosts speak dark?
That's a good question.
I figure they'd be more likely to do that than carp,
Why?
because they're not carp ghosts.
Well, they're light.
Yeah.
They're light ghosts. You don't get to immediately learn dark tongue when you die.
I'm gonna make a fortune roll to see if the ghosts even understand you, and then you can determine.
Surely
what
they
you're
can hear the benevolent charm in my voice.
Possibly. I am giving you 2 dice instead of 1 dice.
Alright.
There's a slightly higher chance since they are ghosts. I rolled 2 3s. So I think these ghosts, they were just ghosts of humans, and they died, and they were risen as ghosts, and they only knew the light tongue in life, so that's all they know now. Yeah, so you run in, this cart man, bursting through the door like a lumberjack cart man with like a bear trap and an axe in his back and stuff, kick open the door and just start screaming in gibberish.
Hopefully they don't see my quiver of fire arrows.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point too. Like putting away your bow.
And the arrow's just always on fire, so they know.
I think that might be how it works.
That sounds very Monster Science to me. They're
You have to
sticking
keep a
up-
cap on it when you're not using
They-
it.
They're sticking up arrowhead out instead of fletching
Yes.
out, so like the fire cannot burn anything else. Doubles as a torch, but
Can I survey the area? Hopefully, if they don't like attack me, to try to find things that might look valuable.
sure, yeah. Give me a scan again.
All right,
Doing
Can
lots
we
of scanning.
change Carp Town from light to carp?
5.
I like that idea. A 5. Okay, a 5 on scan. So you burst into probably the back door again. I think would make the most sense.
Yep.
So you probably burst into the door where Kobe is currently sneaking around trying to find silver and stuff. And you just burst in, you shout all your gibberish, and Kobe, you're just pulling out drawers and very distracted by this.
I throw a spoon at him.
Perfect.
Perfect. I see you've already begun saving the people.
Indeed. So you can see there's a door out of the kitchen into like a dining room area out there, and then there's another door out of the kitchen that leads into what appears to be a foyer.
Yeah.
And out in the foyer, there is a couple of much larger, more the ghosts that. Did we establish who came here before? Was it both Metal and Carpolomeo for
For the
gambling? events?
gambling?
Yes.
Okay. So you
They had a
recognize
convention.
the usual hosts of this place, or a couple of them. Just these tall, normal human-looking
Yeah.
ghosts. I don't think you've gotten their names because they don't speak your language. Maybe Metal has, but either way,
it's
they
the
welcome
language
you
we
in for your money and your dice.
Yeah.
So, but yes, these normal humans instead of these like little like gremlin ghosts, who are standing in the foyer currently like panicking, looking around, trying to figure out what they
Yes.
can do. Much like the other little ghosts, except they're not just like running around flying through walls. They're like discussing with each other, trying to figure out what's going on. So you see them out there, but it appears they have not spotted you yet. I guess even though you did run in the door and
Yeah.
scream.
Yeah, I'm not trying to stealth for sure. I'm
That's fair.
convinced that I'm going to charm everybody into telling me exactly where the valuables are, despite the fact we don't speak the language.
Yeah, that's fair. So would you have like wandered farther into the house just while?
Yes, I believe
So
so.
we'll say you head towards these folks, these hosts of the B&B, in the foyer, because you saw them and you want to converse with them, you want to tell them you're here to help, all of that. And as you do, you pass by a room that you hadn't seen before. It used to be where you would come here to gamble, sort of like a front room, like a living room, like a meeting
Yeah.
area, a large
A
enough
parlor.
room, a parlor, a large enough room that they could have somebody get up on a stand on like a soapbox
Yeah.
or something, speak out over like a small gathering
Yeah.
of people, maybe a few dozen. That room, it appears, has been completely redecorated and now has a shrine in the middle. It's like a pedestal and like a very fancy looking glass case, and inside there is a single golden chalice.
Well, it seems that I have found the first valuable that needs rescuing.
And so you walk into that room and you turn that way to see it.
Yeah.
And the two ghosts in the room notice you spewing gibberish as you're running through the room, and they are now on your trail coming to apprehend you, but they haven't caught you yet. You got a mixed
Okay.
success. So.
I heft my Treeban axe and smash the glass.
Okay, you just run right in there and
Yes.
try to smash. That sounds like a smash roll to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is a dire roll because
Okay.
the ghosts are right behind you.
Let's see. Can I spend a dark heart to add a die to that?
You absolutely may.
I will do that. And a die roll means wider consequences, is that correct?
Yeah, worse consequences on a failure.
6.
A 6, full success. All right. So you immediately pivot your strategy from communication to violence upon seeing this glass display. So you rush up and you smash the glass, and it doesn't. It appears that the glass case was fancy and it looked pretty. It's certainly on display, but there didn't appear to be anything special about it security-wise. Otherwise, you just smash the
Sure, I'm
glass.
glad about that.
And you just grab the chalice regularly. So you pick up the chalice and you look inside, just very briefly, not like intentionally staring into it, but just happening to see it. And it's got inside of it water, but in the water you can just see dozens, if not hundreds, of faces, just like all like amorphously floating around in the water.
Spooky! I know somebody who would like to take a look at this. I'm gonna try not to spill it as I
Run
as
out
I
this
Fall
water.
Guys run away.
Okay, so in the meantime, we see Carpolony make this discovery.
Yes.
What is Metal doing? You were upstairs breaking down doors.
So have
but-
I reached the end of the hall? or-
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably heard
And I heard him trying to
communicate, yeah.
bullshit them.
Yes.
I'm going to guess that's probably not going to go too terribly well. I'm going to head for the staircase to go downstairs and yell for everybody in light that the building's about to collapse and to get out.
Okay. That definitely sounds like some kind of roll to me. Maybe a doesn't necessarily have to be a trick because you might be right about the building being about to collapse. Maybe a trick or a banter or something, trying to convince people to.
We'll go with the banter.
All right, sounds good.
With my one exciting die for that. Oh, 1.
A 1.
Oh no.
My great dice rolls have
We're
continued,
really rolling pretty high variance so far.
Yes, yeah. So far,
just like last time.
so this wasn't yet a dire roll. So I think you shouting this just alerts one of the ghosts to your presence, and it diverts off of Carpolymew's trail. And this is one of the full-size host ghosts.
Oh no.
Diverts off of his trail and just pops up through the floor to in front of you, and then looks around because you're invisible. But there's now a ghost like right in front of you, blocking the normal exit. You could go out a window or something, but they're like on the staircase in front of you.
Oh, I think it's time to, since we brought the broken sword to drop as evidence, I think it's time to stab the ghost
With the broken sword.
with the
okay?
broken sword with the intention of leaving it behind.
Sounds good.
Scream UPS.
UPS.
I still have the insignia to drop as well, so, but I want to drop, since the building's on fire now, I want to drop that outside.
So
I
bad
love
at
the
delivering
idea.
packages that you would just put it in his sternum.
UPS sends its regards.
I love the idea of people screaming UPS in the same way you would FBI.
UPS, open up. Yeah, so some kind of roll to stab here. I mean, I feel like there's arguments being made for a lot of different skills here.
What about Arcana? It's a ghost.
It's a ghost.
You gotta stab you in the ghost heart.
I mean, if you want to stab with finesse, or if you want to like sneaky stab, you could do that, or you could.
We've been
Re-
doing everything with
smack it
finesse,
in.
so this is our thing.
There you go. That works too.
Oh, 1.
A 1.
Oh no!
So this ghost is just looking all around, trying to find where that voice came from, and then all of a sudden, a hand holding a sword just pops up, in the air. Or a broken sword, I guess. It's just the hilt and maybe a little bit of the blade. And I think I probably should have announced this as a dire roll ahead of time. I apologize for that,
Oh,
because this
that's
ghost
fine.
was right in your face.
I knew the risk in doing this. So.
That's fair. So I think the ghost is going to like be filled with rage very clearly. Like their hair starts to like float up in the air and their face contorts, and they will. I guess you do understand the light tongue, so they will scream at you specifically, not just gibberish, because you can actually understand them. Like. Were you the one to set the fires? You come from upstairs! Ah! It just kind of like tackles at you with his ghost hands, and you're going to be potentially possessed here unless you resist this.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to try to resist this by holding up my mirror and trying to confuse it.
Okay. I like that. Okay, so is that your defense item?
Maybe it would possess itself.
Sure.
Okay, so you can mark that off, and then you automatically succeed
Okay.
off of your defenses.
Yep.
Boy.
So it's looking at you, but it can only see your hand, and it's just trying to guess where the rest of your body view. And you just hold up this mirror, and it's very puzzled for a second because it sees its own face. And so that throws it off just long enough for you to dodge out of the way, but this ghost is still on your trail.
He's doing some very ghostly things. It must be like, did I hire this one?
Yeah, exactly. This is just another rogue ghost. Could Kobe, you're in the kitchen and you've heard a lot of things going on here. You heard one of the ghosts shout. You heard two of your teammates shout. And you've just been looting the drawers, but time is running out on that fire. What are you doing?
Well, the solution is more fire,
Potentially.
but also more money. So I'm going to try and find whatever master bedroom the ghosts would use. Because that's probably where they keep their monay.
Okay. fair
And
enough.
as I go there, I'm going to leave a perpetual trail of grease.
Okay, I like it.
And if anyone spots me, I'm going to light it on fire and use it for cover.
Okay. So I'll give you the geese. Give you the grease for free.
I have grease.
Perpetual trail of geese.
I have grease as a supply.
Excellent. So mark off that supply, and you'll just leave the trail of grease. And then you do find the essentially the host's quarters here, and they're actually surprisingly mundane looking. They're not as fancy as the bedrooms upstairs, although I guess you wouldn't have seen those yet. But they're fairly normal looking chambers, but they do have what appears to be like a large metal safe in the corner. So clearly your intuition was correct. How do you want to deal with this safe?
Acid.
Acid. All right, you have a supply for acid?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, check off that other supply.
Immediately acid the dial and latch location.
So you acid the dial and latch. We see the safe pop open, and we see just honestly generic treasure inside the safe. There's like gold coins and emeralds and pearl necklaces and just like generic PNG of treasure from a video game.
Is there
inside the
a
chest.
window in this room?
Yes, one window.
What floor am I on?
First floor.
That's fine. I am going to continuously take treasure, barring all distractions.
Okay, just starting to stuff things into pockets and bags. What is Gladys doing, and or your minions?
Scooby doing it still.
Can my minions see what's happening with him?
I think your minions saw him go downstairs.
They
so it's up to
certainly
you.
would have heard him.
Certainly would have heard him.
I'd like them to try to invoke like a ghost wind to blow the ghost down the stairs and
I like it. Okay.
get him away from metal.
Do they have an advantage against ghost powers?
It'd be
You
really
can
funny
only
if
hope.
ghosts couldn't interact with each other. They
That's
try to
two.
That would
fight
be
each other and they just go through each other.
2 ones, a 4.
A 4. So I think your ghosts don't actually know where metal is because he's invisible. So they summon a ghost wind, but unfortunately it's also a real wind. It's both. It just is a special kind of wind, but also affects ghosts. But it is still wind, so it's going to knock metal down the stairs as well, unless metal would like to resist it,
With
as
a
you always
4?
can. Well, it did successfully knock the ghosts down, yes, but that's a.
No, I think I'm just going to roll with the.
You're just gonna roll with it.
Since that thing's right there with me, if I can,
You're just gonna tumbleweed down the stairs.
yeah, if I can
Yeah.
tumbleweed down the
Let go of the mirror
staircase.
before you go.
That's fair. It does get you to the first floor instead of the second floor. So you go tumbling like down the staircase. The ghost goes off the railing and plops down to the floor. And we see as it lands, the other ghost that was chasing Carpolomew goes running by. As Carpolomew is running with the chalice.
Oh god, the ghost obeys the laws of physics.
Ghost physics.
They're fake ghosts. This is some Scooby-Doo shit.
Pull the mask off. So they hit the ground down there, and there's a cloud of dust and everything. It's crazy. And then, yes, Metal, you tumble down the stairs, but you, I guess, probably don't find your footing at the end because you didn't resist it or anything. But you are at least on the ground floor. You're invisible. Hopefully that ghost doesn't know where you are. Did you want your minions to do anything else, Gladys, while we're on you?
I mean, does the ghost that was attacking him still look like a threat to him, or is he far enough away from them now?
It's currently like getting up off the floor and starting to look around, but it doesn't actively know where he is like it did before
Because he's invisible.
because he's invisible. You also don't know where he is. They might have landed on top of each other for all you know.
I don't want them to just jump on the host ghost and start
To be
ghost
fair.
punching him.
You might not even know that you knocked him off the staircase.
He's invisible.
But yeah, so you're just gonna have some ghost combat.
Yes.
All right.
It's like
Did,
Pokemon.
did I see
but they're
Carpolomew
dead.
run by?
Probably.
I think I was described as running by.
Yes, yeah, you saw.
Right.
Okay, so I saw Carpolomew running by holding a cup.
Kobe went in a different direction, but you did see Carpolomew,
Yeah.
with a golden, a very large, like wide golden chalice. So what did you roll? You rolled 3.
3 for Ghost Punch.
Okay, so your ghosts dive down there, and unfortunately, this ghost is much larger than your 2 small ghosts. Is it 2 small ghosts?
3.
3 small ghosts.
They are triple ghosts.
Yeah.
Are they in a
So
trench ghost?
you watch or you occasionally see flickers through your mental link with your ghosts of this combat that is like a full grown adult versus 3 toddlers, and they'll just like rush at him and he's just like kicking them out of the way and like throwing them against the walls. And they stood no chance.
This is a normal occurrence here, I think.
So I think unless you resist that, this is going to be very bad for your minions.
Are your ghosts kobolds?
I mean,
Make
I
perfect
think they've
sense.
they're
kinda,
basically Pac-Man ghosts on popsicle sticks.
It would be really embarrassing if your ghosts died.
they're
They're already
layers of,
dead.
Again?
Again, they're
Every
already
time-
triple ghosts.
Every time they die and come back, they become more like cartoonishly ghostly.
Yeah.
The ghost of a ghost of a ghost.
It's just going to be the word boo.
just a floating sheet.
Can they resist by jumping back and doing another ghost wind at them? Because
Yeah, as long as it's a different skill than the one that got them into the situation, yeah. So if they invoked to attack, no, but
they invoke to attack the first time.
they did with the wind, but this
Yes.
time was it like smash or something?
Yes, which they have no
Okay,
points
so you
in.
can invoke to
Okay.
resist, yeah.
Cool. 5.
5. Okay, so you partially resist, and you take 2 stress. And so instead of your ghosts being absolutely murdered, they're just going to be bloodied. So they're very close to being murdered, but they take a few hits. You know, each one of them
Right,
gets like
yeah.
kicked or punched once.
That one.
But you have them blow back out of the way through the wall, and they've escaped for now. But they definitely could be injured again soon, and then that will be it for these ghosts.
Good job, guys.
I bet ghost blood is magic. You could probably use it for something.
You're free to
Probably.
collect it if you want to.
I may already have a cup full of it.
Are your ghosts visible or are they invisible?
They are visible. They
Visible.
can become invisible.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So,
Maybe we should have led with that.
Yeah.
Metal, you see a ghost fight happen. The toddler's getting thrown around. Essentially, these ghost toddlers.
Did I have them go invisible when they went in the building to scout around?
Yeah, but then they bumped into a ghost physically.
Well,
And
I
I'm
mean,
not sure ghost invisibility works on ghosts.
I don't know. We haven't established that.
So
Well,
I've seen
normal invisible.
Carpolomew running, holding
Yes.
a goblet with a ghost in hot pursuit. I don't
Yes.
see Kobe anyplace.
No, and at this point, I think the entire top floor is on fire. It's starting to come
Okay.
down the stairs. Like
And
it's
I
bad.
see Gladys's ghosts fighting with the ghosts.
Yeah, well, they
That was-
escaped, but they
Okay.
they were a momentary distraction and almost died. But they escaped.
Okay. I'm going to take a quick look around and see if I can figure out where Carpolomew came out of.
Okay, so you take that moment of distraction you were given,
Yeah.
and I think it's fair to say you know where he came from. You can see, now that you're in the foyer as well, you can see
Okay.
into that newly redecorated room.
Then I'm going to head into that room and see if there's anything else in there.
Okay, give me a scan to see if you can identify things that are valuable.
Okay, now I am shocked to the brains.
Okay, so you can remove the shock,
Same.
and you'll have -1 die in this roll.
Minus one die. Can I roll something besides a 1 tonight?
We'll see.
A 5.
A 5. Okay, that's pretty good. So you run into the room, and you quickly look around, and you see that that was the main display. In the center of the room, there's this pedestal with a glass display case on it, and that's where the chalice was. You gather very quickly by the shattered glass and all of that. But around the room, there's just fairly fancy ornaments, things like small mirrors on the walls, some small candlesticks and things just scattered around, just odds and ends that are all just golden and things you can just grab and throw in a pouch real quick. So you'll get some extra loot. For
Way
the,
too
loot
many
rolls.
knickknacks.
Exactly, little knickknacks, odds
Little
and
porcelain
ends.
pig.
Yeah, decorative objects around the room to make this more of like a shrine type location.
I will grab whatever I can lay my hands upon. Is there a window in this room?
I think there is not. And
There's not,
also,
okay.
you did roll a mixed success, not a full success.
Yeah.
And the house has been starting to burn more and more. So I think you enter in this room, you start throwing loot into your pouch,
Yeah.
and the doorway collapses as the more of the house structure has fallen down, so you're trapped in this room currently.
Okay. And this is a room I've been in previously.
Yes, yeah, this is where you would used to come to gamble, but it's been
Okay.
redecorated.
It's a lot more broken glass now than there was before.
Yeah, and of course the gambling den would be in the room with that window, so that's how they usually do it. So
Yeah.
Never play bingo again.
never again. So you're currently trapped in a burning room. Let's cut
Okay.
away from that
Yes.
in suspense. Back to Carpolomew. It's been a moment. You've got this chalice.
I have this chalice. I am going to just run as fast as my little legs can take me.
You have the largest legs.
Well, you know, relative to John Longlegs, who has twice as long legs as I do. He's really who I...
He's the
I
gold
haven't
standard of
That's
legs.
an
Yeah.
unfair comparison.
It really is. Nonetheless, I run.
So I think I'm going to need a roll for this, and it is going to be dire because you have a ghost, a very
Okay.
violent ghost who is a tier above you, chasing you.
Alright, I want to scan the safest path through
Okay,
all of these ghosts and probably bits of burning debris that might be falling through the ceiling.
I like that. Let's see how you do. So it is dire.
Alright.
So if you have resources to spend, it would be good to spend them. But
I think I forgot to actually use my dark heart last time. I think I may have. It doesn't matter. Oh,
you might as well get rid of it now then.
yeah.
Because I do think I remember you using one last time. But
Yes, I don't think I rolled the right number of dice for it.
oh, okay.
I did mark it up. It doesn't matter. 6.
6. Okay. So you have this chalice. You're very carefully keeping steady as you run, just holding down your arm's length. And so you remember the route you took to get in here, and you carefully navigate through that, like dodge the kitchen counter on your way
Yeah.
back out. And you just barely get through the back kitchen door as that wall collapses. The ghost runs right through that wall. That
Oh,
collapsed, so
no.
it doesn't matter because it's a ghost. So it's still on your trail, but you've made it out of the building. You're approaching the outer wall now, which will lead you back into the woods if you can get over it.
Yep.
But you have this chalice in your hands while you're trying to run. It may be difficult to scale the wall. What kind of land do you have here?
That's a very good question. I'm going to just. I think I'm going to have to run for the proper door through the wall.
Okay, so you're gonna turn around and try to find
Yes.
a better exit. Okay, so what kind of roll do you think that'll be?
I think that would also be scan. I think I'm looking for the right path still.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Let's see how it goes.
6.
6. All
This
right,
is not
Carpolo's
boding well.
on it. So you go running. You head towards that wall, and then you just take a sharp turn. The ghost
A
keeps
carp
following
turn.
you. A
Yeah.
carp turn. Yes. Off towards the true exit of the building. You can see bits of the building inside just collapsing in on itself as more of it burns, and it's becoming just a giant bonfire. You know a couple of your teammates are still inside there, but you hope they'll find their way out. As you rush to the main gate of this place, you see another ghost trying to catch you, but because you rolled a 6, it doesn't quite make it to the gate to block your path in time. You just sneak by, and now you just have 2 ghosts following you. But at least they haven't caught you yet. And then I guess you head off into the woods. Do you head directly to the dragon, or?
Yes.
Okay, you're just running straight to the dragon, straight to Gladys.
Yes.
Kobe, you've been stuffing loot into your bag, pouch, whatever you've got with you, pockets. There's just gold and gems and necklaces just spilling out of every pocket you've got. And at this point, you've heard so many crashes that you think it might be time to get out of here. You don't have all of the safe empty yet, but you could push longer if you want to.
So, I'm going to go open the window, sit on the sill, ready to backflip out of it if the room collapses, and use my extendy grabby stick
Okay.
to continue looting the safe.
I like it. Just one coin at a time,
Incredible.
one gem at a time, or whatever's in there.
Until this place collapses.
You look like
Excellent.
some kind of Jim Henson labyrinth creature, moving treasure from across the room to your little
Yes.
treasure.
Or just a really, really old person.
So I think the dangerous part of that action is knowing when to leave, like timing yourself getting out of the way as the room collapses, or lingering as long as you can before the room collapses. So what kind of roll do you think that would be? Scan to tell if the room is collapsing? Finesse to react very quickly? What do you think is Kobe's approach here?
It's finesse. I'm literally waiting until I see it collapsing
Okay,
and then flipping.
Yes, okay.
I'm ready for a one full body jerk to get
Yes.
out. And I'm gonna use a dark heart.
Alright.
Well, I got a 6
Let's take the crit.
and a 6.
Oh, it's a crit. Okay.
Didn't even need the dark heart.
So you managed to get every single last coin and gem out of this thing. We literally see the last very large gem in the back of the safe. And as the ceiling cracks a little bit, you steady your hand and you grab the gem and you pull it back to yourself as the room collapses. You backflip out. You land outside. And it's a critical, so like you backflip and it sends coins and things flying everywhere. But then you land and they'll just land in your pockets. And just like all get caught by your bags. Like you just hold a certain pose and then you're good to go. And you start running away, jingling like crazy with all these this treasure.
I'm going to assume that everything went well, and also that this was the only treasure, and then I'm gonna leave.
Yes.
Did you just invent the crane game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
It only works if you're about to die.
It's true. Okay. So Carpolomew,
Yes.
you are headed towards the dragon.
Yeah.
But I'm going to invoke your impulse of paranoia.
Yeah.
That you think there's no way you're gonna let these guys see the dragon and see who you all are, where
Yes.
you all come from, all that kind of stuff. You can spend stress to resist that. But currently, these thoughts are going through your head like it would be very, very bad if they saw this.
Oh, I wanna
and never
give
let us
in.
go. Oh, you want to give in? Okay, so go for it.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is first, these are just some little annoying ghosty toasties. You can just shoo them off like bees. So I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna scream, "Get out of here, ghosts! This is no place for you. Go back to your building, or I will sip you as I will sip your brethren within this cup."
All right. So this will
You just
be
threatened to drink.
yes. Just
I will drink every ghost.
Yes.
oh no. How will this turn out? So yeah, go ahead. You make that threat. I'm assuming that's threatened.
Yes.
So this will be a dire roll because if it fails, they're
Yes.
definitely going to tackle you.
That's a 5.
A 5. Okay. So I think you make this threat. You're standing there, and you realize as you're starting to shout it once again, they didn't seem to understand you last time. And you're shouting again, and it doesn't seem like they understand anything. So by the sheer presence of your voice and just trying to communicate through emotion,
Yeah.
they hesitate a little bit, especially as you start to like tip the chalice towards yourself. Like, I will
Mouth
drink
is,
it.
like,
I'll
up
do it.
there.
Yes. I'll do it.
So you hold it up, ready to pour it on yourself,
Yes.
into your mouth, whatever. And they do back off a little bit. They stop and they're kind of like staying at an equal distance around you and starting to split up to flank you. But as you hold the chalice up, so a little bit of liquid splashes out
Yeah.
and lands on you. And it burns.
You are
In
now
fact,
possessed by 417
Yes. You
Oh, no.
you feel like the presence of many minds entering your own all at once, and they're all just screaming different things, and so your brain just gets kind of DDoSed for a second. And so you're gonna take shock to brains, absolutely.
Okay.
So you're currently kind of stunned there, but for the moment
Yeah.
the ghosts aren't approaching. Let's snap back to Gladys. What are you doing? And or what are your ghosts doing?
Have I been able to prepare the catapult?
Probably.
Probably.
We could roll for it.
I'd rather you just say yes.
We're playing a dice game. Why would I just say yes?
What is this smash?
Um,
I'm powerfully cranking the thing.
Tinker, maybe? I don't know.
Crank that catapult.
I feel like Tinker makes a lot of sense, but
Tinker doesn't make a lot of dice.
What if you
that's
summon?
I was
What if you invoke something to...
yeah, you could invoke. Depending on how powerful of a spell, though, we might have to do extra rules, but that's fine. It just means.
Now, how powerful a spell am I going to need to crank the?
So
Since I apparently cannot.
I
the way-
invoke Soldier Boy.
yeah, the way magic works in this game is the spells are kind of freeform. But yes, I'm not getting
So the badgers come up from the hole.
Yes.
So
Start cranking for you.
if you want
Ghost
to do an
badgers.
action that would be equivalent to something somebody else could do in a single action, that's fine. You just roll and book, right? So say the example I saw in the book that I really liked was, I want to set the corner of this house on fire. As you just run up and splash some fuel on it, throw a torch, whatever. That's fine. Anybody could do that. So you could cast a spell that sets the corner of the house on fire. If you wanted to set the whole house on fire all at once, that would take either a team of people doing it from all different angles all at once, or a lot of setup time in advance to set accelerant everywhere, right? So if you want to do something that takes more than one person's action worth of effect, essentially, then that goes up to a higher tier spell.
Well, I've attempted to crank this thing and I cannot because I'm tiny. But
So,
I
yes.
assume that
But if you want to summon a big hand that cranks it super
yes,
fast or
exactly.
something, if you especially want to get it done fast, then that
I've
would be an
had
extra
kind of a
effect.
lot of time to do this.
You should have known
Yeah,
this since we got
so I think this will be a normal invoke.
Okay.
I just want to make sure
Yeah.
Gotcha.
we
set a whole building on
This is
fire
a-
with one arrow a minute ago.
it took time, right? If you
Yeah.
want to just erupt the whole thing in flame, that's different.
Double sixes.
2 6s and
Nice.
You said-
You
oh,
did
it's a
indeed
crit.
crank that soldier boy.
Yeah, so you did indeed invoke Soldier Boy, and you cranked that. So you you're nature magic, right? So
Yeah.
do you want to describe does a big hand of roots come out and crank it?
I
or-
really liked the ghost badger.
You used
the
your
ghost
soldier boy.
badger. So you summon a ghost badger.
There's
and
several ghost badgers.
the several ghost badgers all collectively crank that Soldier
She's a
Boy.
naturomancer.
And they just nature enhancer. It ghosts and nature. It goes together so well.
Eventually, one becomes the other.
Yes. The badgers will hop on one side of the crank and that moves, then another one pushes it up, then another one jumps on it again, and they just keep on.
They're like a machine.
Yes, it's a very
Made of
very
meat.
well oiled
Meat
badger
machine.
machine. But anyways,
Is that a machine that's well oiled in 4 badgers, or a machine that produces specifically well oiled badgers?
I think you would make one of those.
it's a badger machine. It's a badger based machine.
Mm.
I'm writing that down as the first album of the copy pasted Fish Police.
So the catapult is fully prepared at this point.
I'm a
Do
hero.
you hear my brain DDoSing from however far away?
What,
probably-
Through the warp.
You
what
probably
does a
heard.
fish brain melting sound like?
Well, you probably heard him shouting threats at least.
Have you ever heard somebody stirring tuna salad? That's probably what it sounds like.
Nice. Is he yelling in carp or in dark?
I was yelling
Probably in
dark.
dark, yeah,
Okay.
because he was trying to communicate with ghosts.
So I hear him threatening to drink
Yes.
people.
And then the voice suddenly trails off this is pretty nuts.
I yelled at him to get his ass in gear and get in the.
Thank you for the help.
So, this is actually, do you want to roll anything for it, or is it just a narrative? You just-
Want to threaten me?
I encourage him. I'm not threatening you yet.
It could be banter.
Yes,
Okay,
which I have nothing in.
excellent.
Perfect. That's a 1.
The one.
He runs the other way.
So,
You anchor the ghosts.
yeah, you shout this out, and the 2 ghosts who are chasing Carpolomew snap their heads over to look, and Carpolomew is still stunned, but so one of them looks back at him, and they quickly communicate in the light tongue, so neither of you understand. One of them splits off towards Gladys. The
I
other one
think I
stays
would have
with
understood
Carpolomew.
anyway.
Perfect.
So I heard your voice.
Mm.
So we see the ghost just kind of stalking off in back the direction.
Do I
back to
see
Metal.
it?
Not yet.
Okay.
So I've been in this room before.
Yes.
So I have a rough idea where I am relative to the exterior of this house.
Yeah, it is an outer wall,
Okay.
but there's no windows on it
Then I see.
that you see.
Do I know if there's windows on the outside of the building that would roughly correspond with where this room is?
I see what you're saying. Okay.
If they've maybe thrown up a false wall here.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, that sounds like a scan roll to me, maybe, or something like that.
Or whatever that lucky roll thing is you did, because it's like whether or not it exists roll.
Well, it's whether or not he notices it and knows where it is on the wall as well.
A
But yeah,
5.
fortune roll is
Nice.
just remember things in the world. So 5. So you do notice that I'm gonna say you don't actually notice any spots in the wall that would have been windows on the outside based on your viewing of the place before. But you do know that one of the walls is stone, so it might be safer to stand near that one unless it collapses on you. But the other wall is just wood. You might be able to wait for a good moment to jump through that wall or something if you have a good time. But there's no easy exits through windows or anything. So you could go through the collapsed door frame that's sort of on fire, or you could stand by like the stone structure where there's a chimney and things and hope that stays more stable. And I don't know. There's some options there.
How big is the chimney?
So you're a kobold. You could probably fit in the chimney.
Oh, then up the chimney where you're going.
Up the chimney you're going. So it probably isn't the. Actually, you know what? Let's say it is. It was the parlor. So it is. You know where the fireplace was in here before they redecorated everything. You just tear apart that little bit of false wall they put in front of it. You dive into the fireplace and start getting up the chimney.
We stole Christmas.
You did. So let's see. I think this will be about how quickly you can get up the chimney then. So maybe finesse? How does that sound?
Sure. Why
And I
not?
think this will probably be dire.
A 2.
A 2. Excellent.
Better than my usual 1.
Wait,
Yeah.
what if we flash back? Do
Okay.
you remember we can flash back?
Whoa!
Oh yeah, one of the best
Flashing
mechanics
back.
of the game.
Well, it is a big mechanic, true.
What if we had an escape rope already down
Ooh. Already in the chimney?
in the chimney, but not low enough to poke out the bottom because we didn't know it was covered?
Okay.
Because
So
he knew there was a chimney. He's been there before.
this is true.
When would we have placed this?
That's a flashback. It happened before. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
He's invisible. You could have just like.
Maybe it was one of the things I made the what are the current ones? The trout triplets do before they're the last stage of their errand.
Ooh, that makes sense. So with a flashback like this, where you're running in to plant something ahead of time, I think we're gonna need somebody to make some kind of roll to have been there and put it like a stealth roll to sneak
Yeah.
on the roof or something like that.
We would have made him do it. He's literally invisible.
That's true. That's a possibility.
So that would be skulk then?
Yeah, skulk would make sense.
A 4.
4. So, let's see then. In this flashback, you did go to place the rope, but you had underestimated how much rope you needed. So it only goes partway down the chimney. But now, so you're trying to wriggle up the chimney, but there's smoke starting to fill your lungs. It's starting to get hard to try and climb in here. You're not quite making it up to the rope at this point. And I think you are going to take shock to muscles from scraping up the side of the chimney, your lungs filling with smoke, all that. And you can't quite reach the rope, you can't quite get out yet because you rolled a 2. But
Who gets stressed for the flashback?
we'll say Metal, since Metal actually did the action. And I think that's probably a 2 stress flashback.
Alright.
Thanks for volunteering him for that.
You're
An
welcome.
egg.
Oh, I have stress to burn.
Yes.
Well, if he
Who else
goes
would've done that?
crazy and then leans into it, he gets more XP.
True. And going crazy lets you act without stress, which is also pretty cool. So you can do special abilities even if they cost stress. So, Metal is currently in a tight spot. The rest of you are kind of just running away though. Kobe is just running with treasure. Carpolomew is trying to, well, he's having his brain melted.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm in a bit of a tight spot too.
So let's keep focusing on Metal for now then. Everyone else is focused on different things. So Metal, you've taken the shock to your muscles. Things are looking rough for you, but you've got another chance to act before everything just collapses.
Okay. Let's see what to try to do here. Well, since I don't know where the hell I'm going, I am going to try and throw the dagger up
Okay.
at the thing and bungee my
dagger.
way up and out.
Okay, this is definitely a dire roll, because if it works, it'll be great. If it doesn't work, you're taking
You
a
stab
dagger.
yourself in the face.
Oh, once again. Yeah.
No, it was your ass last time.
Yeah, it was the ass last time.
Same thing.
So let's see. I'm already shocked to muscles. I can't imagine this would be anything but finesse since I can't see.
Yeah, finesse makes a lot of sense.
So am I rolling at disadvantage then, Drew?
Yeah, I guess so. If you have one finesse and you're at shock, then we'll see how it goes.
3.
A 3, okay. So you, in desperation, hope the bungee can save you. You throw it up in the air, it comes back down, and you are now going to be bloodied as you absolutely take a dagger to, we'll say not the face, but like it hits into your shoulder.
It goes down past him and up into his back.
Yeah, never mind, that's the answer. It goes down past him, it hits him in the butt again.
What the hell would a wand have done?
God only knows, probably killed me outright.
So, you're in an incredibly bad situation now.
Yes.
Because any more anything that happens to you will essentially kill metal.
Yes.
So how are you getting out of this one? We can have flashbacks. We can have.
Could you call the ghosts for help? They're still around.
It's a possibility. Maybe they'll let you alive even if captured.
No, her ghosts.
Yeah, my
Oh,
ghost.
those ghosts potentially.
I don't think he would think of that. I think at this point he'd be just scrambling frantically trying to find the rope.
Okay, fair enough. I won't jinx you by asking what I was about to ask.
Oh, go right ahead, sir.
Wait,
How many
I have an idea.
low rolls can you get in a row?
What if in preparation for lighting the building on fire as plan B, I came up with a fire-resistant concoction
Okay.
in a flashback?
Well, fire's not my problem at the moment. I'm safely inside the chimney. It's the smoke
Indeed.
that's killing me.
So you can do downtime actions in a flashback, but if you already spent your downtime actions, you'd have to pay gold for it. So you don't have
Gotcha.
a gold for that. You could just pay a minion
No,
to do it.
I'm out of gold.
Anybody have a gold to volunteer?
I don't
But I
actually.
don't want to do it anymore.
Well, that's fine.
Could you?
He's right, he's
I
not
would-
on fire.
Could you seek out a dark deal that might involve like a mysterious new person, previously unforeseen, who offers some help in a time of need?
Yeah, so Dark Deal will get you an extra
Santa.
die at least, but with
Yeah.
There's
It'll
Ghost
bring you up
Santa
to a
that just
one
lives
die
in
on
that
it.
chimney.
So we might as well just roll the one die.
okay, so you want to take a Dark Deal?
Sure, what do I get to lose at this point?
I think. The situation is very rough, so I think the consequence here is, if you want to take the Dark Deal, success or fail, you'll lose the invisibility cloak as it gets torn up or burnt by the
That's
chimney.
fine. We've had enough fun with that as it is. 6.
6. There you go. So you have to wriggle free from your invisibility cloak in order to get your way up the chimney, but you finally reach the rope and panting, coughing out smoke, you hand over hand pull yourself up and out of the chimney and you pop out, and instead of being an invisible kobold, you're now a kobold covered in ash and just like soot. And like there's a puff of ash and soot as you emerge from the chimney and you're free.
And in blackface.
Surrounded by
Great.
a fire now.
Surrounded by a fire, the rest of the building is kind of collapsing into itself, but the chimney, the brick chimney, is remaining tall for now, so you might have to climb down it or something. But at least for now, you're out of the completely deadly situation you were in.
And can pull the dagger out of your ass.
And you can pull the dagger out of your ass, yeah. So let's go to another completely deadly situation, with the ghost chasing down Carpolomeo.
Does holy water eat ghosts?
Do you have holy water?
I could.
I mean, if there was a very different kind of water that didn't just now, I don't know. Also, it might just burn my soul. All right, so I'm being possessed.
Yes. So it was a temporary thing. You only got a drop on you, and then
Gotcha.
like your brain just got completely overwhelmed by just many different voices screaming it all at once. But
Okay.
that moment is past now, and you can see this ghost just kind of creeping towards you as you snap back to your senses.
I have decided I don't want that to ever happen to me again. The only way to fight ghosts is with the power of ghosts.
Ooh, okay.
So I've got to make this ghost my prey. I got to best it, I got to kill it, I got to devour it so that I can gain its ghost powers. am not thinking terribly clearly at the moment.
That's fair.
Did you bring a big ghost straw?
Can I flash back to when you were making magical artifacts for the coming mission? You're like, hey, everybody take one of these. And everybody else was like, why on earth did I need that? And I'm like, fine, I guess I'll take one. And now I'm going to whip out some gnarly, like, mutant rat bone from my pocket that has spooky ghost aura around it.
Me?
Since I'm bloody,
Yes.
Jordan, am I shocked to everything?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's magic though.
So you have to unbloody yourself. You have to use each of the skills.
Can I
once.
make a magical ghost drinking straw?
That's a very good question.
Can I make
Magical
a magical
ghost?
ghost drinking straw? Can I
Uh,
have had made a magical ghost
As a
drinking straw?
flashback, yeah. Do you have gold to spend?
No.
Alright, that's
Good
not
luck.
going to work then.
I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
I think
can
you're
double
right.
check, but I think. I was sure I saw this somewhere, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure since it counts as an extra downtime action, you have to spend the normal downtime action
Alright.
stuff.
Then I am simply going to. I'm simply going to hope that I have absorbed enough ghostly power by drinking that drop of ghost.
Okay.
And I am going to put the fear of carp in that ghost.
Okay.
I'm going to say in the light tongue. Me eat you.
You could
Okay.
have just
So
said that last time.
that sounds
Yeah,
like
I
a
forgot.
plan.
Alright. I would like to use my Thrill of the Hunt hunter ability. Spend stress to establish a small momentary weakness in my prey. To get plus effect to... it says on your... To stalk, catch, or bring them down. So I guess that wouldn't really apply
Well, if you're
to
trying
that.
to bring them down, right?
I am
Or
trying
catch
to...
them. Say in a bear trap.
Yeah, I am trying to make them...
So I guess you're trying to threaten them rather than.
Yeah, I'm not... So I'll worry about that later. And just try to threaten. That's a 5.
A 5. Okay. It could go for the super easy consequence here,
Oh no!
but let's go with that because it's funny. So you go to point at him again and threaten him, and he does back off a little bit as you say, "Me eat you," and it's just like that. There's a weird thing to
Visible
say.
confusion.
Yes, like actually the B&B is back there if you're hungry, but things are cooking really quickly. But you point at him and a little more liquid splashes out and you just hear the same voices again. You absorb more ghostly power, yes, as you...
The last
He
18%
eats
of my brain dissolves.
You... As you just latch onto the last syllable.
We're gonna look back and it's just gonna be the ghostly outline of a building.
Exactly. So
For the
hold
ghost
them
that
off
is
temporarily.
Yep.
the ghost that is now going to try and eat the person at our plane, that's bad.
Yeah, the other ghost is coming.
Yeah, there's a ghost coming towards Gladys, and let's actually snap over to Gladys then. So you've gotten things ready. You shouted out to Carpolomew, like, "Get over here, idiot," or whatever it was.
I moved for 1 more second and then froze again.
And now, I think maybe your minions were returning to you at this point since they were escaping previously.
nice.
And now they spot this ghost and they ping you that this ghost is like doing the very
I want
obvious sneaking motion towards
to
you.
command all 3 triple ghosts and the ghost badgers to attack that ghost.
Okay, so like an invoke roll. I think this would be if you're trying to do both your minions and the badgers, this is
Yes.
going to be a tier 2 roll.
Okay.
How is it your previous character did all kinds of weird, like, druidy bullshit all the time, and this one that's nature magic is just like, I throw ghosts at him, I throw ghosts at him, I throw ghosts
are
at
cool.
him.
Ghosts are pretty cool. Especially when they're popsicle ghosts.
So a tier 2 roll, you take a -1 die on the roll, and it costs 1 stress.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Okay, is it their invoke roll or my invoke roll?
Your invoke roll.
Okay. 5.
5. Okay. So your ghosts and this ghost get into fisticuffs. The badgers are scratching. The ghost is punching at your little toddler ghosts. And I think the consequence here is you do successfully hold this ghost off, and it takes some damage from the sheer force of all this. But your poor minion ghosts were already bloodied, and I think this is when they will throw their last punch.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, they act as a pack. So
Yeah.
All collective of them.
More minion ghosts down for the third time.
so yes, these poor ghosts they will return. No. But they just get punched into the ground and they just poof into ghost smoke and dissipate. But you still have your badgers.
Nice.
Hey, badgers want to become ghosts.
They already are ghosts.
And clearly this ghost that you're fighting is ghost clothes are torn up. There's like scratches and stuff from the badgers. So you
It
had some
has
effect on him.
Ghost rabies.
Yeah, badgers are
It's
pretty
ghost
brutal.
rabies, yes. He's like currently like badgers are climbing him. He'll like pull them off and throw them, and like another one climbs, like pulls it off and throws it, kicking them and stuff. But
Always
yeah.
comes scurrying back.
So you have fewer forces now. Do you want to continue attacking in the same way? Do you want to change up your strategy?
Can I use a spell that will hit a ghost?
Maybe. So you do have nature magic, right?
Storm strike.
Yeah, but they specifically keep controlling ghosts.
This is true.
It is ghost-based nature.
Ghost-based
kind of
nature.
I'm just concerned if I bring down like a lightning
This
strike on
was
the
just
ghost, it's
a
not going to do
necromancer.
anything.
The ghost of
Yeah.
a lightning bolt.
So let's
And
see
I
here.
bring down ghost lightning.
Ghost lightning. Let me just check here what the So there is a spirit calling form of witchcraft, but you chose the storm strike one, right?
Yes.
Ghost badgers doesn't sound like storms to me.
They roll through the garden
It's a
like
storm of badgers.
Yeah. So I think you don't actually have control over ghosts. You just had ghost minions, right? So your magic isn't like storm magic, but so maybe your badgers are actual badgers, not ghost badgers. But they seem to be affecting this ghost nonetheless. So maybe a lightning strike would work.
Badgers are just magical, turns out.
Yeah, they're magic badgers.
They
They're
were
badgers.
robots.
Okay, it'll either hurt the ghost or kill the badgers.
Hopefully, it doesn't just get attracted to the giant mother dragon.
6.
6. Okay. So you summon this lightning strike, and this was at your full rating of invoke. Like you just rolled all of your dice.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll say it's a tier 1 spell then, because we didn't establish ahead of time it was going to be a very big spell.
Yes.
Because I would have subtracted more dice.
Mm-hmm.
But you do summon this lightning from the sky out of nowhere. This ghost is throwing badgers off left and right. And I think with sheer luck, or maybe the skill of Gladys's timing, he throws the remaining badgers off him, and then lightning strikes. Your badgers are all out of the way already.
Fantastic.
So
Nice.
no consequence there. But the ghost just like is spasming from the electricity and clearly very affected by it. You start to smell burning ghost, a smell you've potentially never smelled before.
That's
That's how you know you're having a stroke.
Yes. And the lightning
Ghost stroke.
finishes striking, and the ghost's hair is like all sticking out. He's like smoking and like all burnt and stuff. Very cartoonish. I was struck by lightning stuff. He's not down yet. He's a tier 2 enemy at this point, but you have hurt him. Let's snap back to Kobe. We haven't heard from Kobe in a while. You are jingling and jangling with all this treasure in your pockets. How are you getting back to the dragon, or do you have a different escape plan?
I just go back to the dragon.
All right,
As
so
far
just
as I'm concerned, nothing bad has happened to anyone.
yeah, so just over the wall, straight into the forest.
Yeah, I mean, I had a great time. I don't see why anyone else would have had trouble.
True.
Into the carnival.
Yeah, since your last result was a crit, I'm gonna say you managed to get out of there. Yeah, again, you got out of there so scot-free that what bad could have happened to anyone else. This was an easy raid. So you run, you jump up and grab the edge of the wall and scramble over, or maybe use your extendo grip to pull yourself up there or whatever. But somehow Kobe gets over the wall. You fall onto the other side, and you can see in the forest lightning from above. And you can see behind you, probably as well, the house is collapsing and a kobold emerges from the chimney top, covered in soot, clearly not invisible. And you can hear...
I don't know that guy. He's black.
You can hear incoherent babbling coming from the woods. So
This is all normal.
this is all normal. So are you just going to continue
You still
to
have
drown?
not seen evidence that anything bad is happening.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help Roof Goblin, so
Yeah, fair.
Cobalt.
I can't tell you're black. So
So, are you trying to move particularly quickly or anything, or are you just going to get there normally
I'm
and safely?
scurrying as fast as I can without dropping any treasure.
Okay, so let's that sounds kind of like finesse to me, maybe. Right? If you're trying to
I scurry frequently.
yes, very frequent scurrying while keeping everything in your pockets. Because the obvious consequence here would be dropping things as you scurry. 5. So I don't think you drop much, but you do drop like the occasional little coin and gem and thing along the way.
Son of a bitch.
Yes, you're not maintaining everything. After you perfectly caught everything, coin by coin, as it landed in your pockets and things, you weren't able to maintain that level of finesse, unfortunately.
Now
So-
people are watching.
There's a trail of coins and gems and things leading from the B&B out into the woods.
That's okay. He can pick up every single one.
just extendo grip behind him real quick. But you eventually do get into the forest. You start running through, and you see the ghost face-off happening with Carpolomew, who is closer to the edge of the forest. So you see him first. Carpolomew, currently incoherently babbling, holding a chalice over his head, and this ghost just like creeping closer to him, clearly very confused by the situation. Just kind of like sneaking up, trying to see when Carpolomew will start moving again, like it's a game of red light, green light or something.
What do you think, Carp? That is all.
I think the only reason it's still a ghost is because it hasn't been put down properly. So I want to flash back to getting myself registered as an ordained minister.
That is definitely a downtime project.
I have one goal.
So spend a gold. I really like this though. Ordained like in Carptown or something? Like what's the
I don't know. I like to think that this happened before we got the dungeon. Like, just
okay.
no one even knew I was a minister this whole time.
That's fair. So
You were
become
inducted into the
ordained
Carptic
priest.
Mysteries.
So you spend so you've just been a priest this whole time. This introduces some interesting complications to the growing cults within your ranks. But yes, so we'll say you are an ordained minister then.
And I'm going to give the ghost its last rites in what vague light tongue I managed to memorize during the ordainment.
Okay, yeah. that
But
makes
it's
sense.
from before we even started. So I don't even remember the words, it's just syllables.
Just it's like an arcane spell
Yes.
to you, yeah. So I also like to think that if this is light tongue training you received to become a minister, that it was actually 3 kobolds in a trench coat. You were just the top kobold
Yes.
who was being ministered, yeah, being ordained. So you were the one speaking, so of course you knew all the words.
You have 1/3 of the certificate afterward.
Yes, that's why it's never come up. You know, you only have one
I'm a third of an ordained minister.
You know the
Hopefully you
speaking
can banish
parts.
more than 1/3 of it.
Someone else knows the hand motion. Someone else knows where to walk. Yeah.
Together you can cast one spell.
But you recite these words. You give this ghost its last rites. What would that even be?
Invoke.
Invoke.
Or
I
banter.
do think evoke makes a lot of sense.
Banter would be funny.
Banter would be funny, but I think invoke makes most sense. You're trying to, you're essentially casting a holy spell. So, yeah. What's your invoke rating?
No.
Oh
Well,
no.
good luck.
And what stress do I get for being a minister?
3 stress. Absolutely.
One for each kobold in the church.
Yes.
Or-
I like a dark bargain on this one.
no, I'll take it too.
Okay, a 2. So you run up, and you point at this ghost, and you start chanting, but unfortunately you flub a couple of the words, or maybe you memorized a last rites that was very clearly intended for a specific person, a very specific individual, not like a
Jeffrey,
general.
your family loves you.
Yeah, exactly.
You were
The
a,
ghost is more confused by the moment.
you were a good father to 3 children.
So the ghost sees your intentions, though, as you're trying to do whatever this is, and here's you trying to mimic some light speech in this holy, flowery language, and so it's going to try and tackle you. So, as a result of your 2, yeah, it's going to just try and possess you. You can resist this if you want to.
I'm going to use my bat to resist it
Okay, what
and
is-
just baseball the ghost away.
Okay, so is it a resistance against physical thing, or...
It is a batting bat.
Okay, right.
Specifically, I throw a bat and then whack the bat at the guy.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
Like what defense?
Yeah.
The
was it?
defense is he's trying to tackle me and I have a bat.
Yes, so it
So-
makes a lot of sense for it to be being attacked defense. I think that's fine. You probably wouldn't be able to make that work for a social situation, or something, but it's clearly a physical situation. That makes a lot of sense.
Hopefully
Now
it's a
imagining.
physical ghost.
I mean, I feel like it's enough to at least give him pause. He's like,
He's been given pause by a lot of things. This hopefully is one of them.
So yeah, you pull out the bat, and so this is an automatic success. So mark off the batting bat because you batted your bat away. As you throw it and hit it at him. And he does stop in his tracks and like dodge to the side, and it gives you enough time to do something else. But we're gonna go back to metal. Who is
Does
on
that
top
cost
of
stress?
not if you use your defense for it. No, you're good.
So I have to get down the chimney up and over the wall,
Yes.
and then I can get out.
Flashback to having a paraglider to jump off the
Yeah.
chimney.
That's a crazy thing like that. Do I see anybody
Bungee
around
swing,
me?
Currently, it appears that most of the ghosts that were in here have sort of fled. You actually strangely notice all those tiny little ghosts that were flying around everywhere are gone at this point.
Okay.
And the big ghosts, you don't see any around anymore.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to climb down the chimney and over the wall.
Okay. I don't think the chimney. Since no one's around, I don't think you're in any particular danger with the chimney at the moment. So
Okay.
you get down the chimney, you climb up over the wall. You are in rough shape, and
Oh, yeah.
you saw the lightning strike hit earlier. You probably just barely catch Kobe running into the woods with a trail of coins.
Get my treasure.
Okay. So what I want to do as I get to the woods is I want to find some place where I can, like, a thorn or something where I can put the UPS insignia
Okay.
on and drop a couple of pieces of the treasure
Okay.
that I'm carrying there, and then follow him picking up whatever it is he's trailing behind.
Okay. So give me a trick roll. I think if you're trying to make it look convincingly like somebody left behind
A 2.
a 2.
I am so sneaky and tricky today.
Yes. So you take out this UPS insignia, and you just stab it directly onto the thorn, like right through it, and like really far down the thorn. We'll say it's a very, very large, exotic, magical thorn plant you find. The crazy plants out here in this world.
The magical blackberry bush.
Yes. And so it's hardly recognizable as a UPS insignia anymore, and it very clearly looks forced onto the thing.
Ugh.
But you try.
Surely they will know it was UPS.
Surely, yes, exactly. And then you spend some time picking up the other coins and things, hoping that will Yeah, but you can unshock that attribute, brains. Gladys, I think we haven't heard from you in a bit, right? Or have we not heard from Carpolony in longer? I'm not
I
sure.
don't know.
His brain's melting.
His brain's
My brain
melting.
is
We'll give him
melting.
another second because Kobe's in the area helping him.
So he doesn't have anybody on him currently, right?
So there's a ghost like kind of between him and Kobe. And there's a ghost
Just dodged a bat.
attaching
Yeah.
attacking you and your badgers.
Right. Is he still holding the chalice way above his head?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not helpful.
Yeah, you know what's gonna happen in a second. He's just gonna pour it right on top. So,
Well,
Yes.
I'm gonna run up to Bartholomew, scramble up him,
Yes.
take the chalice, wrap my shawl around it so it doesn't spill on me or you,
Okay.
and climb back down and try to run back to the ship with it.
This sounds a lot like finesse to me.
I am pretty finessey.
You're trying to be
having
very,
zero.
very precise and quick.
look at you being all finessey.
It's
Go
gonna,
you.
It's gonna go well.
We're both gonna get drenched. We're
Yep.
gonna die. It's okay. We'll become ghosts.
You don't even have a dot in finesse.
I don't. Is there anything I can do to boost this? I don't think so.
Dark bargain.
Is that a mark that I have somewhere, or is that just a thing I can do?
I think it's in
I
the
can
house.
offer a dark bargain, yeah. The consequence will be, in this process, you will spill more on Carpolony, but you'll get extra die.
I know that's a sacrifice you'd want me to make.
Yes. Do it.
Absolutely.
So that changes it
Well,
from 2 dice and take the lower to what?
Just one die.
Just one.
See, clearly he's holding it up because he's trying to pour it into his
Clearly.
mouth.
Clearly, yeah.
It's 2.
And
A
you,
two.
and
He
you've
said he
now
was
poured
going
it
to
right
drink
into
this
his
twice.
So you
My mouth was frozen
scramble
open.
up Carpolony and like you put weight on the arm that's holding the chalice up, and it just spills everywhere.
You said you were gonna drink it. I'm helping.
So you both just bathe in the chalice ghost water, the unholy water, and you are both going to be bloodied.
That was a great idea.
As you get absolutely wrecked by this. Like I
You're
described
bloody.
Carpolemy as
But that
being
also shocks all of you.
extremely overwhelmed before,
Shucks, boy.
and that was just
Because
a
Did I
drop.
get one of these?
Yeah.
And now you've taken a bath.
Okay, you can't read this, but that's what it tells you.
Can fish
I
swim
can
in
read that.
ghosts?
I used
Okay.
this, didn't I?
Can fish swim in ghosts?
Banter?
It's not quite enough liquid to swim
I
in.
think that's what
remember.
happens after I die.
That's fucked up.
Ooh. How weird do you guys want to get with this?
Yes.
As weird as
Of
possible.
course.
Well, alright. So you're both bloodied.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
voted
something you
for
can resist if you want to. But I think both of you are going to start to fade into ghosts, like Taylor suggested. As you just become
not resisting
ghost-like versions of your own selves. Your abilities will all stay the same. You'll probably gain some ghost-like abilities, but you will be very clearly ghosts and harder to blend in or pass yourselves off
Heck
as
yeah.
not ghosts.
Think anybody's gonna cheat against a ghost when
Yes.
we gamble? Probably, actually. They probably will.
Well, you can just go invisible.
So
and
you can
adjust my
resist
dice.
this if you would like
Oh,
to.
I'm not resisting that. I'm embracing that.
Alright, so add ghost before your race and look under your name. You're a ghost carp.
Are you going to resist it still?
How does one resist becoming a ghost?
up to
Maybe
you.
invoke, but you can choose a skill. Maybe you finesse to jump out of the way or something.
I'm
like
a
that.
I
ghost
don't
cart
think that would
man.
work any better than the last time I tried to use finesse.
Although I guess you can't finesse because finesse got you into this situation.
Ah.
But you could invoke. Maybe you could.
Invoke to keep your soul from leaving your body.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to do invoke, that works for me.
Badger, quick.
Tried desperately to keep my body in.
Grab my soul.
What's your before you do? What's your defense gear?
Your
That should be under your
shell.
That is
stress.
my shawl that I was probably drenched in.
You did
stuff
wrap
as
it
well.
around the.
You did. Yeah. What is the shawl normally a defense against?
It's just for stealth.
Oh, for stealth. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't help here.
No.
The shawl helping you get out of stealth situation. So,
You
yeah,
may be able to look soaked into the shawl and you throw it away
6.
from you.
a 6. Okay, so you've messed with some ghost magic before. You've summoned ghosts many times before. So you feel your body starting to fade. It's not your soul leaving your body. It is your corporeal form starting to just
Leave my soul.
no longer exist. Yeah, it's starting to leave your soul, starting to melt away.
Paddle shot yourself.
And so you, with your knowledge of ghost magic and your just powerful magic in general, you just repossess your own body really quickly, and then you are effectively a ghost possessing your own body. But you
Okay.
effectively are still just who you were before.
Gonna make any attempt to keep his body from leaving.
Can't you separate now voluntarily?
But that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I think somebody else would have to resist for him, or he would have to resist for himself, but he did not. But,
Okay. He seemed to accept his fate.
He did. So you probably just fall through him as you have a form and he does not. So you just tumble to the ground and you have the chalice.
Is the chalice completely empty, or is there
Yes, completely
any
empty.
remnants?
I said I was going to drink you and you didn't listen.
Yeah, how does the ghost feel about him
so-
drinking all of their power
It-
and becoming?
It completely ignores you now, and it like rushes over to the chalice and the ground, like gets on its knees, like lamenting, like "No, why? How could you?" All that kind of thing. Just like
Can I run at the ghost on all fours and eat it now?
yes, go for it.
Ghost cannibal.
Ghost bear trap.
I'm just going to scurry by, grab the chalice, and keep going.
I like
So
that.
I would like to now Thrill of the Hunt.
Okay,
Take stress to gain plus effect.
I like it. So you are bloodied, so everything is shocked, but effect will help
Yes.
you here because this is a higher tier target.
Okay. Then I guess I am rolling one smash.
One
Did
smash.
you get rid of that? Was by using one of these? Did I get rid of that?
Yes.
Okay, so I get rid of that.
One.
So you're not quite
But
used to
I'm
your
still
ghost
going,
body yet,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
You phase through the ghost, confusing
that's what I was
everybody.
exactly thinking, actually. So, yeah, these ghosts, they've mastered the art of making parts themselves solid at different times
Yes.
to, like, either avoid danger or to inflict harm or to just pick things up, whatever. So you just charge at this ghost, and he just holds up a hand like, no, 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 and then you just whoosh right through him because you have not yet uncovered that skill of how to be a ghost.
Yes.
But
Do the same shocked rules apply, or am I permanently shocked?
you clear
while
that shock, yes.
Okay, thank you.
If you clear all 3 shock, then you become unbloodied.
Gotcha.
Then, as you charge through him, Kobe skitters by. And just keeps going.
Lovely.
Yes. Maybe skittering, not stopping his speed at all, and just extendo grip, and then keeps
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
Yeah, you just steal the chalice from you. Oh, Gladys.
We're going to the same house. It's fine. You can have.
As
I
was
scream.
preoccupied.
everyone else is like is stunned by what just happened. as Kobe ran by and grabbed the chalice as well, then Metal comes by picking up coins. Do you stop and do anything different when you see this situation?
We stuck to the plan.
So Gladys is there laying on the ground?
Yes. Probably in a little bit of shock because
Can I
just got bloody.
see Carpolomir?
Yes. Clearly a visible ghost.
Okay, but I have no idea whether he's a good ghost or a bad ghost.
He's kind
I'm not a
of
good ghost, I promise you that.
kind of transparent, a little bit like pale blue, but
You're
looks
just not
like
very
Carpal.
good at ghosts.
Exactly.
I'm
Yes.
going to grab Gladys and tell her, come on. We've got to go.
Yes.
Do you just like pick me up, or are you carrying me, or just riding me?
I'm going to get you back on your feet and tell you we need to go.
Okay. I'll run along with him back to the ship and hope that you coming, fish ghost.
Oh, I'm gonna eat this ghost.
Oh, okay. Well, you do that.
What about the other ghost?
You might get left behind.
Yeah, so there was the ghost that was chasing Gladys. So the one
He's
ghost
still
that
fighting off badgers.
probably still fighting off badgers, yeah. So Kobe, as you approach the dragon, you see a ghost getting torn apart by badgers, but it's also like they're fighting back and forth, clearly trading blows here. He's starting to win the fight against the badgers. Clearly, they're starting. Some of them are starting to limp, and some of them are slinking off and avoiding direct.
I'm just
fighting.
going to sneak into the car.
Give me a skulk roll then. I don't think this one's dire because he's distracted, but yeah,
I got a 5.
a 5. So he clearly watches you go into the car as you clink and jingle into the dragon, and just sees you head in there, but he's still just too busy pulling off.
I think he at the very least doesn't notice the chalice.
Probably not. Yeah, but
'Cause
he
that might-
sees you. Just in
At a
general.
partial success.
Yeah. So you get into the dragon, and he's not coming for you immediately because he's currently distracted by these. He doesn't see you as a bigger threat than the badgers, but he did at least see you partially.
I mean, he hadn't seen me ever before. I could just be a local kobold.
True, that's totally possible. Who hasn't taken an action in a while? Metal. I mean, you just came into the scene, so what do you do upon seeing this craziness? You were going to pick up...
Yeah, I was going to help Gladys back to her feet and then beat feet towards the...
Okay. So that probably doesn't require a roll right now. You get Gladys up and you two make it towards the dragon. Are you going to try and sneak past this other ghost, or are you just
Do
going
I
to...
recognize this ghost from my previous gambling?
Yeah, probably. It's just one of the hosts. There was only like 3 or 4 of them.
Do I know his name?
Sure. It's Caldwell.
Okay, well, I'm going to call out to Caldwell. The gambling place
Yes.
is on fire.
Yes, I know. I can tell. You people have taken everything from us. He's still pulling back.
He's literally covered in soot and
Taking anything from you.
My life he was called
Our
Pod.
home, our place
He
of
was a
business.
I
Gone.
risked my life to try and save people out of there. Look at me, I'm covered in soot.
what did I take? Now the other guy.
The other guy goes, one of you took our chalice and ran with it.
Yeah, a
Have a chalice.
fish.
This
I
other
didn't see
one-
a chalice.
This other kobold struck me with lightning. And some of these badgers, he's still pulling badgers like, ow, my
Now,
ankle.
that one's a little bit nutty. You gotta watch that one. Yeah, so when you get the gambling set back up again, you know, let us know.
Well, on a much shorter timeline, once I deal with these badgers, I'm coming for all of you next.
He knows you're with the fish. They saw the fish steal the cup. You're bone.
The only kobolds in the area, several of the other kobolds were witnessed stealing things. One of them clearly committed an act of violence, at least.
At this threatening language, can I pivot from my current prey to murder and eat this one?
Yeah, so
To teach him a lesson?
This one's currently like on the ground, like
Yes.
backing away from you, just scrambling, holding out its hands. And so you change course to go. You pass through
Yes.
this one and just keep your momentum up and head towards the other one. So yeah, absolutely.
I would like to smash it. 6.
6. So you two are having this conversation, and we're just like seeing this from like maybe over Metal's shoulder point of view, and then all of a sudden, just like a bus out of nowhere, it's just Carpolomew just tackles this other ghost off screen to the side, and you know are no longer having a conversation with Caldwell. He's gone. Are you like on all fours running?
Yes.
So we just see.
With my carpet pointed
Yes,
directly forward.
Carpmouth has grabbed this ghost by
What
the
is
neck
wrong
and
with
just
you?
It
That's
turns
what
out
Caldwell.
this is the normal, natural behavior of the cart people. We civilized ourselves at great difficulty.
Where's Caldwell? What are you doing?
He's a were-ghost.
We had the were barracuda. Now we have a were carpet. A were ghost.
What have you done out here? Gladys?
I start the car.
Yeah, the dragon's wings start flapping slowly, building up speed as the
We'll talk about it
catapult
later.
turn.
Let's get in the
Kobe,
dragon.
leave now.
And then the ghost that was scrambling away,
Yeah.
we see Carpolomew like a dog with its mouth just like tearing apart this ghost. Are you trying to eat him,
Yes.
basically? Alright, so you just start chowing down. Like a scene out of Ava. Just,
Yes.
just smashing, tearing,
I'm
biting.
getting into the dragon.
Excellent. Yeah, so Metal heads into the dragon. You pull Gladys along.
Come on, Gladys.
I'm coming.
You guys have brought a lot of treasure with you.
Yeah, but we also used to bring a lot more people than we did this time.
Yes. So, the only one outside right now is Carpalmi, who is currently very much enjoying his meal. and
Yes.
another ghost is coming, the ghost who was avoiding Carpolomew before, who is now witnessing Carpolomew eat his close friend. So the three of you are on board. Carpolomew is still outside. What's going on here?
He's the one at the controls, not me this time.
I will leave.
Oh yeah. Just
You wanna
leave.
just- you
I'll,
wanna
I'll,
leave
I'll find my way back later.
Don't leave him behind, for God's sake.
Are you sure? It's a long way.
I'm gonna finish
He is bloody too.
eating
Can you summon
a
him?
portion of the first
I
one
don't
and
think I
then
can
move on to the
summon him.
second one.
You have to either go
Make
through
him your
Go ahead and roll
minion.
for it then. Give me another smash.
the
All right.
UPS or the dragons, and they both hate us.
I'm going to take another stress to get more plus effects.
Okay.
Can I summon him now that he's a ghost?
Well,
a good
technically
question.
your magic is nature.
6.
6. So this other guy comes charging at you, and he's not as wounded as the original one that you just took down. That one had badgers attacking him, and lightning
Yes.
struck him, and all that stuff. This one, I don't think it's gotten any violence yet. So you do hit him and knock him down to the ground, but you don't have him taken out yet, and you avoid him swiping back at you with his ghostly claws and stuff. But Carpolomew is now like locked in combat with this guy and clearly winning the fight. But you have no idea. You guys remember seeing 4 hosts here of this place, and currently dealt with 2, so there might be 2 more coming.
He may just be deranged.
He might be.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lean out the door and fire a gun in that direction.
Okay, sure. This is definitely a dire roll.
I'm going to use ingenuity to spend a stress to ignore the volatility, and I don't know what that means.
So normally when you make a contraption like that, you would make it volatile in some way. I think we gave this one loud as a volatility. It's just a downside, a flaw to the.
I feel like the downside is that it's a gun that fires a gun.
Yeah. So maybe the volatility could be imprecision or something, right? Like inaccuracy. But so you're ignoring the inaccuracy for right now by spending stress.
Neat.
But it is still a dire roll.
What else can we do? What is Maya's position?
Position would make it dire, which is what it already is. So
Can it get more dire?
it could get deadly.
Might not want to do that one.
I will. You're getting in this ship or you're not going anywhere.
That's fair.
One of you two is gonna die.
Might not only
So what are you getting for the minus? Is it plus effect for the minus?
I'm going hard.
Going hard. All right.
I crit. The
Excellent.
gun wins again.
So you
Just as
take
George
aim.
Lucas intended.
You shout out that like get Anna, we're leaving immediately. You fire the gun. Just take aim real quick, and it lands. You take a quick calculation. Like Carpolomew doesn't know his ghost powers yet, so you fire the gun directly through him, and it just lands on the ghost on the ground's chest, pointed right up at his head. And he just looks out of the gun, looks up at Carpolomew, and then boom, straight up through his chin. And
The
that
gun
ghost
that
is no
comes
more.
out is one of those very fancy, like, gangster style guns that's covered in filigrees and like a carving of Jesus and it's like crosses.
Excellent. It's a holy gun,
Yes.
owned by an ordained minister, fired out of another gun, and it fires a holy bullet and kills the ghost.
Incredible.
And Carpolomew probably enjoys another snack before heading up into
Get in the damn car.
Scuttle up into the car.
Anytime you make a die roll, you tick the clock.
Oh.
Yes. And so the
Tick
catapult
clock.
fires.
Boing.
Boing. The dragon soars up out of the way. You're all worried for just a second that Carpolomew will just fall out of the dragon when it launches, but you think real hard about being solid as the dragon fires, and
We weren't worried.
you were worried. Maybe Carpolomew was mildly worried.
I think I was mildly worried.
You know, a gun flew through you.
Yes.
Am I dead? Wait, yes. Yeah.
Your dragon soars up and out of the way, a smoldering wreckage, still like a plume of smoke behind you, as you have escaped. Most of you bloodied. Some of you almost died several times.
Me perfect as always.
Perfectly
Perfect
normal
as always.
mission.
But you did.
Toby didn't take a scratch.
Oh.
Well,
And you did get quite a lot of treasure, even though you've used the liquid inside the chalice. The chalice itself was probably pretty valuable.
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of properties that has?
Did a lot of did some of the liquid soak into my shawl? I can kind of.
Probably a little bit.
Your
Yeah.
shawl was wrapped around the cup when it spilled, right?
I mean, it technically did get on you. You
It was
just resisted
definitely
it.
there, so I can like wring the thing out back into the cup. It'll be fine.
It evaporates pretty quick, I have to imagine. There's a reason it was in a glass case to begin with.
And so you all make it back to your base.
Yay!
And now I get to roll blowback. Yay!
How can there possibly be any blowback? It was perfectly executed.
So you guys chose a stealth raid.
Oh, we were stealthy. We
Yeah.
got in. We stealthed
Yes.
our way in.
So the levels of stealth are they had no idea of your presence.
Yep, that one.
No
Initially.
misses.
You were spotted but recovered.
I did that,
That
one.
too.
And you were clearly spotted and identified.
Burnt the place to
That
the ground.
too.
Yeah, yes.
We covered all three.
You covered all three.
The trifecta.
So, you guys get one single die.
Alright.
To see how this goes.
This will be a 1.
I hope so.
It could be anything, really.
You may have to evacuate.
It's a 5. Not the worst. It's actually pretty good. So, you guys suffer a random minor blowback. Let's just see what that'll be. You are going to get a dungeon invasion yet again. But maybe not a UPS Death Squad this time. We'll see what follows you,
Maybe a
but
Tokyo Trucks.
something is incoming.
Whatever it is, I'm sure I'll just shoot it in the face.
Yes.
Probably.
So we'll say it's not on your tail immediately like it was with UPS. That was a major blowback.
Yeah.
This time, you guys drew so much heat to yourself. You flew over the dragon commune with your dragon because you failed the piloting check to get there accurately. So the dragons knew you were in the area. The ghosts definitely knew you were in the area and are very mad about it.
The Badgers
And-
probably aren't too happy either.
Yes, the UPS probably knows you tried to frame them because of the everything that happened. So you all are preparing for the worst. You definitely know ahead of time somebody will be coming. You don't know exactly when, but you will have time to at least count your loot and stuff when you get back.
Does the B&B get to stay a faction?
Yes, actually,
That's terrifying.
They just no longer have their.
They had really good insurance.
you guys.
This is gonna be a ghost house.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
telling
ghost
you.
house.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. So it becomes a B&B exclusively for ghosts. It is a ghost of the house that you killed. And so it is just
Gambling
a
place just for you, Carpon.
A GBNBFG.
yes, yeah. We could call it the GB&B now. That's funny. But,
Still haunted.
Still haunted. Yes.
It says that on a sign out front.
So they will erect a new building of complete ghost material.
That's very cool.
As the old one burnt and fell away, the ghost one was just still there. It was in there the whole
This is
time.
That's
sad.
pretty much
I've
the
lost
plot
the place to
sequel
gamble.
The Shining.
This is tragic.
There we go. GB&B super extra haunted. And you guys made it back. So we'll do loot rolls, and you guys can all clear your stress, your shocked and stuff, since you'll have time to recover, unlike last time. And then let's count up the loot you guys made. I think Kobe getting stuff out of the safe counts as 3 things of loot.
Nice.
So you've got that. Anyone else pick up things along the way?
Big old cup.
Yeah, so we'll say Carpal, you got the chalice counted. So you have 2 dice. Because you get 1 as a base and then it's a 2 total.
I grabbed whatever else was in that room and picked up
You
what
did.
he dropped.
Yes. So we'll say you got also 2. Gladys, did you find any loot during the adventure?
No, I was not involved. in
Badgers.
So you maybe the badgers are your new minion, but you do get 1 die just for completing the thing.
Ghost Badger minions.
The real treasure is the badgers we met on the way.
The badgers we stole.
2 and a 4.
2 and a 4. So you get a dark heart and 1 gold.
Nice.
I got a 1 and a 4.
Same deal. Dark heart and gold. Gladys, you do get 1 die. Just to see what you get. 3. That is dark heart. You spend all of your gold that you acquired during the raid partying.
I got a 1, a 3, and a 5.
1, a 3, and a 5. So you get 2 dark hearts and a gold.
That's so good.
Yeah.
As you, rolling the 1 to 3 means you spent the gold you earned on your vice. So so like fluffy things, I think, for you.
My revelry is craving meat.
Right, there you
My
go.
dark impulse is hugging fuzzy things.
So it'll be a revelry. So yeah, gorging on meat. Carpolomew, you probably spent some time gambling. Same thing with Metal. And Gladys, I don't know how this works out for you, but your revelry is violence. So you spent all your money on violence this time.
Fighting badgers.
Fighting the badgers. Yeah, they didn't perform well enough in that last combat, so you're training them up. Just get together with the.
I
Someone
should
has to.
go to the local pet store and buy badgers to fight.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I hope badger-based violence is not a theme in this.
We can set up a badger trap now.
True.
They apparently came with us.
I think the badgers just fight if you leave them alone long enough, and not like animal aggression, but like they just get drunk and punch each other a lot.
If they were honey badgers, it'd be a honey badger trap.
These
I
are
think-
these are American badgers. They are nasty. They're not the cute, friendly, fuzzy ones.
Yes.
Neither the fuck are honey badger.
Is that the nasty one?
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
honey badgers don't give a fuck.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Also, it's a honey
So-
trap with badgers.
Badgers just covered in honey.
We'll start in the downtime actions next time. You will have time to do your downtime before the dungeon gets invaded, so if you want to make any extra rooms or whatever, you'll have a second to work there. But this time, we'll do some XP tracking. So let's look at those questions for the last couple minutes here.
Made progress. Yeah.
No.
Well, we were getting money for. No, I don't think we did.
robbed
Yeah,
ghosts.
this was just a money run, which was good. You got loot, and that was good. But and that'll help you spend some time building up your dungeon, all that kind of stuff. But
Definitely a monster.
Definitely a monster.
yes, pretty much everybody acted like a monster.
Was I creative with my gear?
I like the extendo grip on the safe. I think that was creative.
Yes.
I don't think that I did anything creative with my gear this time.
Yeah, we counted the arrow previously, but that was
Right.
last session.
And as I used an axe to break glass, that's really the only other thing I did with equipment this time.
Yeah,
Which
not
is a
super
pretty
creative.
normal thing to do with an axe.
When,
Yeah.
when you fill the wicked XP, then you get to choose one of the
Yes.
skills there.
So yeah, if you fill Wicked XP, you get to choose another one of the special abilities on the right side. Let's see. Several of you got bloodied,
Yeah.
and or went feral.
So that should be reckless XP, is that correct?
If you
Yeah.
play into it, it says.
I think Carpolomew did. Carpolomew basically went insane and just started a blood rage.
Yeah.
Anyone else particularly played in bloodied? You were the only one that didn't go bloodied, I think.
I'm completely fine.
Yeah, but Gladys and Metal went bloodied. What kind of actions did you take out of the usual because you were bloodied? Do you think?
Gladys just went home.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. When did you got bloodied by the chalice and then just went home, right? So you weren't bloodied for very long.
Very sane reaction.
No, I was the one that spent half the
I
session
think-
bloodied.
I think Metal should get it though, because yeah, you were in a very desperate situation while bloodied and still managed to get yourself out of it by sacrificing a very precious item. So I think that
That fills
Makes
that
sense.
up. So what do I get for filling that up? Then?
you get to add a dot to one of your action ratings, one of your skills.
Okay.
Yeah, whichever one you want. As long as it's level 3.
Well, we may as well take it in finesse because it seems to be what I spend half my life.
That's
doing.
true.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Yeah, getting yourself into situations where you get bloodied can be an XP tactic. the game wants to encourage you to take the actions that are on the XP section in order to make the game more dramatic.
Man, I'm reckless as fuck already. I can't do this anymore.
Can you make like a spider robot with a brain in a jar, and I just haunt the brain in the jar?
I think that's several leaps in technology past my Inuit and
We'll
spring
work on
science that I've been
We'll work on it.
Hell, I lost half of my stuff.
Any interesting
Yeah.
abilities you're taking?
What do you
Stephanie?
decide on?
Weaving. You effortlessly blend witchcraft with material and mundane on a success when casting a spell.
Ah,
You can take +1 dice on any follow-up using a different action.
that's awesome.
Ooh,
So if you set things up
Assuming
with
I roll well,
spells,
and it could be
that
good.
is very cool.
Yeah.
yeah. So a success is
Just a
6,
6?
just a 6, but still,
But if I follow it up with something, then
it's even better.
Now you have guidance in this game too.
Basically. So especially if you do a lot of tier 1 spells, which are just normal things, like,
mm-hmm.
you know, I'm not going to do a super punch. I'm going to do a magic punch that's the strength of a normal punch. That's
And
a
then
tier 1
punch them.
spell.
It's a punch.
Cantrip level stuff,
Yeah.
you could spam and
And
do
my
like that.
poor minions missed out on all of that.
Yes. Oh, and you can resummon your minions, because we'll have that.
They're
But-
quadruple ghosts.
Quadruple ghosts.
Call them the
Are
quad
you
ghosts,
summoning
even
the
though there's
badger
3.
ghosts or your other ghosts?
So just the senior ghosts.
Poor badgers got left behind.
No, they came with us.
The badgers were victims of violence.
So
Your violence, to be clear.
Yes, very much.
I think some of the spell examples are like summon a temporary minion and stuff. So that is something you can do. But it would be a temporary minion. They probably won't go back to nature eventually. All that. But.
All things do in the end.
Not if you do it right.
Mm.
I mean, ghosts.
So I think that's where we'll leave it this week, unless
All right.
people have more XP questions or anything.
after I resummon the ghosts, do they maintain all of these, or do I get rid of some of them? I don't remember what happened last time.
Respect.
Respect.
So the actions I think can stay the same. You could respect them if you want to, but I don't think you did anything to add more actions to them. So
Alright.
it should just be a 1 skill that has 2 dots and 2 skills at 1 dot. I think.
Okay. And do they maintain the upgrades or no?
It depends
I
on
know
what
those costed gold.
Well, yeah,
So
but I
you-
thought you got one.
you get the companion one for free, I believe.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the
But not
rest
the
go
other one.
away. Yeah,
Okay.
when they die. Sadly.
Also, most of that word is gone now.
You can't read
sorry.
this.
What shitty printer ink.
Yeah.
It's not even in different colors.
Yeah.
Now,
What the hell, Jordan?
hey,
How dare you
They were
basically
with
print
my
these for
printer.
us so
I know.
that we didn't have
It
to?
was.
I think Taylor did or somebody.
You
I
can
mean-
tell by the way
Damn
the
it,
lines aren't like all there.
I can barely
It's
read
the
my
crappy toner I
starting
got on
still.
Amazon because I'm like, I don't want to spend $300 on toner. I want to spend way less than that. And turns out sometimes you get what you pay for.
So I think that's where we leave it for this.
Yeah.
yeah, I lost half
Thank
my
you very
broken
much, Jordan.
sword. I lost my